Hello everyone, I'm Anthony Molinaro.
And I'm Timothy Jagger from O'Brien Real Estate Blackburn, the 6th edition of the monthly property news for 2024, where as always, the property news is on the house.
Now Tim, there were 3,139 auctions in Melbourne over the month of May, with 76.75% of them selling. Still a great result, even though it's slightly down from April's 78.75%. However, when considering in May, Melbourne's listings were actually up by 34.8%. It's a better result, and coupled with the fact that CoreLogic reported May's median home prices were up by 0.1%, when April was down, those sellers have been rewarded for selling closer towards winter.
With the combination of the upswing in listings and the stagnation of property prices over the last 4 years, it makes it a great time to be trading up, selling one to buy a better one or a bigger one. I feel sophisticated home buyers assessing it's a great time to be buying, and likewise selling their existing before the market takes off into a different direction and they miss this opportune time.
So it's an interesting time in the market at the moment. Now, many Aussies would have heard the media commentary on the latest inflation numbers that the Australian Bureau of Statistics released for the month of April. The monthly inflation numbers measures about 2/3 of the items in the quarterly CPI basket.
It's an interesting one because it's a timely gauge, but it's not a completely accurate one. The items that had the most influence of the CPI was housing at 4.9%, with rent inflation being the main contributor. There was tobacco at 6.5%, transport at 4.2%, with food and beverage being at 3.8%. The US updated its inflationary targets last Saturday, and Morgan Stanley reported that inflation is once again fading, and they're predicting the Fed to start cutting by September this year.
Which will be good. Hopefully we get that here as well. The Australian federal budget was handed down in May, and the energy subsidies of $300 per household are expected to reduce inflationary pressure. The Albanese government has been under pressure from the Australians to reduce immigration and student visas to assist with rent inflation. Unemployment remains steady at 4%, and national building approvals for all dwellings fell 0.3% after a 2.7% rise the previous month. Victoria had an increase of 2% and WA at 3.5% rise.
Investors seem to be the main vendor group selling within Victoria that is causing the unusually higher activity volumes. If you're a property investor, you may pay to hold until the new financial year to get a sales contract on your property. Remember, it is a contract date and not the settlement that is used for your disposable date of your asset when calculating capital gains tax. The main reason behind selling post 1st of July are any capital gains won't be payable until after your lodgement is assessed from 31st of October 2025. And secondly, if you're planning to offset your capital gains tax into superannuation by using your concessional contribution 5-year cap, these contributions need to be paid into super in the same financial year. So having the proceeds of the sale may be necessary to make such a contribution.
And that's all for this month, and remember, the information provided is of a general nature. You should always seek independent legal, financial, taxation or other advice in relation to your unique circumstance. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this month's Market Wrap, and until next month, it's bye for now.